Hi there, everyone. This is Dr. Gwen from the Dr. Gwen Inc. International Inc. And today I am very thrilled that you have an opportunity to join me here on this live cast. Now, our topic today concerns, and you may notice my surroundings look a little different. I thought I'd comment on that because I spent some time rearranging my office. So there's still some things now that I've moved the bookshelf from behind me, some additional things that I need to put behind here so that it's not so dry and blank on the wall. I'm thinking maybe I'll put up a little board with the ability to put a screen on it so I could project. I don't know. Maybe it'll be pictures. I don't know yet. But I'll see. I'm certainly not a designer, but when it comes to creating something that's nice, I know it when I see it. That's when it's finally done. But to put that piece together and to figure that out sometimes can be somewhat of a nightmare for me. But usually the process ends up being quite satisfactory. So I'm hoping that it won't be too long that I will be doing that. Now, before I also start this live cast with the topic that we have planned, I want to remind you that Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we are having a live Telus Summit. And if you have not yet registered, I do invite you to do that. The link is liveyourpassiontoday.com. liveyourpassiontoday.com, and you don't really want to miss it. There are 12 amazing speakers. These are all women who are at the top of their game. Many of them have been recognized on major media and are known internationally. And the topics, more than anything else, are topics that I feel will empower your life, cause you to produce a level of success in your life that you want to achieve. I know you are a success-driven woman. I know you are a success-driven man. And I know that you want results in your life, and you want to see those results impacting you on a personal level so that your sense of fulfillment and satisfaction can be enhanced. And so that's what this Telus Summit is all about, and I invite you to take advantage of it. When you register, you will get an email in your inbox giving you the process and how it is actually going to work. So I look forward to seeing you. For those of you who listen to this broadcast later, and if it is actually after the event, you may go to my website and find information on the recordings of the Telus Summit later on if this is past Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday for you. So once again, I'm really happy and really thrilled to have you here. And this has been a week of transition for me. I feel like a week of transitional health. I have a confession to make. I have not been really good at going to bed early and going to bed on time. And so sometimes I can feel the impact of that. And over the last week and a half, it has been quite a struggle to get to sleep at nights. So I have to put on that meditation music that gets me there sometimes. But this, what I'm saying to you, is tying in with our topic for today. Because my topic says, could you be focusing on the wrong area to boost your success in your life, in your business, or in your relationships? And you may be wondering, well, what does sleep have to do with that? Well, before I get into all of that, I want you to ponder that question. And my goal in talking with you today is to help you to generate some new thoughts about the results you want to get. If you are among those who have already abandoned your New Year's resolution, which personally I don't set resolutions at the New Year only, they occur during the entire year for me. So I'm constantly revamping and recreating and putting up new goals for myself for where I want to be. And hopefully that's what you're doing too. But if you're a New Year's resolution person and you did set a New Year's resolution and you found that you have already fallen off the bandwagon, there may be a couple other things that are going on. First, I want to say, don't get frustrated. Don't wring your hands. Don't get angry. Just simply be at peace. Just be at peace and at calm, if there is such an expression, with what has already happened. It has already happened. So going through and beating up on yourself about what happened there is not going to produce any positive results for where you want to get to. So that has happened. But what I find is that we're all really great at creating goals. We will it, we think it, we want it, we create those resolutions or whatever those goals are. And sometimes we hit them. But if you find that you are the person who continuously is not hitting it, not finishing a project, there may be something else for you to focus on. And here's where I want to focus you. First thought is this, that you are programmed. That may be jarring for you, or it may just be, okay, well, I already know that. Whatever way you want to take that is the way that it's going to land for you. However, we all have what is called our subconscious mind. And that subconscious mind, my friends, runs the show up to 99% of the times. For some of you, it's 100% of the time. And so what you have programmed in your subconscious mind will definitely dictate the results you get. But we have this thing that we call consciousness and will. And there's consciousness, and in our consciousness, we create the will and the desire to do certain things. And then sometimes we fall off the cart. If you think of your science training, we learned about energy, and we learned about potential energy, and we learned about kinetic energy. And the potential energy was that energy waiting to happen. Nothing is happening, it's waiting to be acted upon. That's kind of like how our conscious mind is and our will. We can will it, we can think about it, but that's where it's going to end unless there is another piece that acts on it. Now, you know that subconscious mind is that kinetic energy. It is that energy that sets things in motion. Whether or not you're thinking about it, that subconscious mind is ruling. And I'm going to demonstrate an example to you, which if you're a driver or if you've done any kind of activity mindlessly, you will recognize this. How many times have you set your mind to get on a path to travel a certain distance? Maybe you're coming from work to home. And suddenly you're home on the driveway and you don't even remember making any of the turns. You don't even remember seeing any of the red lights. Your brain is just automatically programmed because what you were actually doing is you were thinking about something else as you drove home. So your consciousness was occupied somewhere else. You weren't doing anything. You weren't putting anything in action. You were just thinking about it, maybe willing it, hoping to have it happen. But here in the background, your subconscious mind took over and actually directed your steps even without you knowing. Now that can be really scary. And that can be the reason why you keep getting, not can be, that is the reason why you keep getting the same results over and over and over again. And yet that's not it. You can reprogram that subconscious mind to give you what you want. And it can be a very simple process, which I'm going to invite you to participate in a free online training that I have that I will be giving you. I'll put the link on the page for you to access. So you can have access to this to begin to work on that subconscious mind. So a matter of programming or interrupting the pattern that you've obviously set in motion while you continue your daily activities is an important thing for you to do. But you don't want to have to do this consciously. The whole idea is to embed it so that it runs your life automatically, just like it is right now, but only not getting you the results you want. You want it to run your life so that you are getting the results that you want. And the question I asked you, could you be looking or focusing in the wrong area for your success? Relates to the subconscious programming. Because for some people it can be a simple thing, for others it is not. It's difficult because it requires some level of, first of all, commitment and integrity, but then follow through and focus. Focus. The ability to focus on what you want to achieve. And yet, that ability to focus may be that undergirding thing that is impacting every other result in your life. And I don't mean just focusing on the typing or focusing on the driving or focusing on something else that you're doing. I'm talking about focusing on you and your whole person to be completely aware of what's going on. That can be a challenging activity if there are some deficits in your life. So here's where I need you to focus and pay attention now. So we're talking about reprogramming your subconscious. If there are deficits in your life, then it can be a challenging thing for you to do. For example, do you find yourself that typically if you have a goal that you're trying to work on, maybe you're trying to finish a project, maybe it's to write a book, and you find that you just can't sit down, you just can't focus, you just can't get it done. And you keep forcing yourself, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to do 2 hours of writing today, and I'm going to get it done. And then what happens? You sit down and suddenly something pops up on your computer, or you say, let me go check my email, or you go say, let me do this. And then 2 hours have passed and you haven't written a line on that book. Sounds familiar, right? Well, there are a couple of things that I have that I work with my clients to help them to achieve that success. Creating a structure. But even having a structure, so putting the stuff on your calendar, may not be good enough if there are some underlying missing things. So focusing on writing that book, focusing on getting the calendar up, focusing on getting the events on the calendar may not be the first place that you need to look. So what may those be? Well, I did make a few notes here, and I want to mention them just to make sure that I don't miss anything that I want to talk to you about, right? So the first thing may be your nutrition. That ability to focus, believe it or not, is very deeply embedded in the way you nourish your body. Now, I am not talking strange stuff here. This is scientific stuff, okay? But somehow what we are really, really good at is we're great at compartmentalizing ourselves. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is that we put ourselves in a capsule. I am Gwen Smith. This is what I do. This is my personality. These are the tasks that I do. This is what I do. And what we do in that capsule is we already limit ourselves. We put ourselves in that box where we're completely limited by our fullest potential. And that box keeps us locked there, right? Now, your nutrition, the way you nourish your body, the way you eat, what you choose to put inside of your body will determine your ability to think clearly, to move outside of that box, outside of that limit that you have set on yourself. Because I'm certain that if you are alive and you've been reading, you know that if you want to achieve anything that is different than what you currently have, it's really important for you to step outside of those limits that you have used to define yourself. So your nutrition can give you that ability to focus, to reduce that fear factor that surges inside of your body. So don't compartmentalize yourself and think, okay, I can stuff anything in my body and I can get the results that I want. No, it doesn't work that way. That stuffing or putting inside of your body will affect your ability to focus and to even reprogram that subconscious mind. Then there's that element of sleep, which is where I come around to, right? Where I started this conversation. If you don't have adequate sleep, you're not functioning at your fullest potential, right? You are not functioning at your fullest potential. And as I said, I had a confession to make. I wasn't going to bed at my regular time. And so caught up on me that when I started to try to go, I would sit, lay there and toss for a good long time, because sometimes I'm up till the wee hours working on stuff. And that's not good, right? Because what that does, it reduces my efficacy to deliver the results that I want for myself in my life. So I understand that going to bed is important. So what I do was to put on those calming music to help me fall asleep. There is a sleep meditation music that you can access on YouTube. It's 8 hours and it's called Deep Meditation or Deep Sleep Meditation. You can Google that and find that if you find that you are not resting. Resting is good and resting adequately is better. You need a certain number of hours of sleep to feel awake when you wake up. So if you are going to bed and you're resting, that may be good. But are you resting adequately? Are you getting enough sleep? Believe it or not, that does affect your ability to focus. It affects the results that you get. So you may be looking at your results and driving yourself. But number one, your nutrition may be off. That may be preventing you from focusing and reprogramming that subconscious mind to deliver results automatically. Secondly, you may be missing sleep, and adequate sleep at that. So you need to make sure that those things are in fact in place. See, as I said before, we're not compartmentalized. We are one whole entire being. Spiritual, physical, psychological, all the parts of us are intertwined, and it's important that you understand that that is the way your body works if you are going to get the results you want. Then there's exercise. By golly, that is not my favorite thing, right? You already know that if you've been following me. But you know what? I make it a point that I actually work out. And I work out because I know what it does to my system, my circulation, the energy in your body, the ability to get up and go, that ability to will and to drive that will to give you the results that you want in your life. You have to be able to focus on those things. So, what are you struggling with right now? What results are you struggling to get? Do you find like it feels like a lost cause? Do you feel like you have to give up again and again? Ask yourself this question. Are you nourishing your body in a proper way? Remember, that will affect your ability to focus. It affects the results you get. It affects how calm you are, believe it or not. Are you getting enough sleep, adequate sleep, that when you wake up, you feel like you are awake? Or are you still feeling groggy when you get out of bed and sleepy? That's not good. When you wake up, you should be able to wake up with an alert mind. Then, are you exercising? Could be just walking on the treadmill or down the road or even up and down your stairs or around your house. Whatever the weather is outside shouldn't prevent your ability to work out. And then there's that aspect of breathing, that deep breathing. Oh my goodness, that is vital. I'm talking stuff that's healthy, and I'm talking stuff that's productive. As I said, don't make that mistake to separate the two. They are not separate. They're closely intertwined. So what are you struggling with? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to make a list of the things that you feel you need to accomplish right now. Then for the next week, take careful notes. Write a diary of the foods you put in your body, the rest time that you're getting, whether or not you're working out, and see for 1 week just really what it is without adjusting anything. Then the following week, what I want you to do is to make a clear effort to put into effect the adequate nutrition, the adequate sleep, the working out, the breathing, the consuming of water. Start with a half your body weight of water, and also see how that works out for you as you put those things into practice that week. Then be alert. Pay attention to how clearly you are thinking. Pay attention to how your thoughts flow. Pay attention to how productive you get. And I guarantee you this one thing. As long as you are not cheating, you are going to see a marked difference. I don't typically eat junk food, but I like sweet stuff. And I find that sometimes when I indulge, my thoughts are clouded. And when I'm clear, it's when I'm not indulging. So try that for yourself this week and see how your production gets. And then, failing all that, remember this one thing, that it's good to reach out for support, for a mentor, for coaching, for help to get to where you want to get to. Try those things first, because sometimes there's some things, skills and strategies that you lack that will help you to push forward and get the results that you want. Now, that's where I come in. I'll give you those skills, I'll give you those strategies, and I will give you that kick in the butt. Yes, I am very tender-hearted and I'm no nonsense. So you want results, I can get you there. But first, I want you to focus on you and your health and see what you're getting. All right, so I covered quite a bit today, and I thank you very much for joining me. I will put a link to my free course on this page here so that you can access it. And I'll probably, let me go back and say this, that link I won't put right now because I'm actually tweaking and revamping that course to make it much more usable, user-friendly, and valuable for you. Rather than one long video, I'm re-recording and breaking it up into smaller tidbits so you can take it in bite-sized pieces. So that's what I will do. So once again, thank you so much for joining me. This is Dr. Gwen, empowering lives to live purposefully and passionately.